Hello again, everybody. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Hang the Cyst by Last Shadow Puppets. The Last Shadow Puppets, if you will. This does come as a request, so as always, if you would like to request something, leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to get to it. So what I've done, I've taken every single request I've gotten on my channel, which is over 630 requests. I put them into this Google Sheet. I hit the randomize button 3 times, and the top result is the next song that I listened to. So that's how we got here. And yeah, you know, I love Arctic Monkeys. They're one of my favorite bands right now. I listen to them all the damn time. And so a lot of you have been saying it's only natural for me to next get into the Last Shadow Puppets. And so this will be the second song I've heard from these guys, and I'm very excited. So let's listen. The Last Shadow Puppets, Hang the Cyst. I'm excited. Let's do it. I'll stop talking once I get the video up. Here we go.
Was he badly mistaken or guided, as he'd wandered his valley built in silence? He'd cover his face to speak as he chewed off his finger to the bone. The haze of his colored days, that march of content as his dignity splits to unveil his bitter sweetness. You're a broken fence in the yard of annoyance. I'm the cyst. I'm the cyst. I'm the cyst. Was at the sight of his wilting noose, and the chants were soon reduced to an angry silence. He escaped in the shock of the snap. His wonderful vanishing act was a spectacle, but not one anyone expected. The route was planned as much as the brooch pin dagger. The route was planned as much as the brooch pin dagger.
So that was really cool. I liked that a whole lot. In that first like fade out, I was like, wow, that didn't feel like 6 minutes at all. That went by so fast. And then they faked me out because they brought it right back up, and I thought that was so cool that they finished sort of jamming out there, to the point where I almost didn't trust that second fade out. I was like, okay, is it really done this time, or they faking me out again? But yeah, this one really gave me like this sort of modern Western vibe, if that makes sense. Like I was like, I feel like you change this song up just a little bit, and it could fit in any sort of Western video game or movie or whatever, right? It reminded me of like classic Hollywood, like a classic Hollywood Western, I thought it was fantastic. But on top of that, like it still sounded so modern and just so like almost like something out of time. Like it belongs in this time period, but at the same time, it's so modern that it's like, wow, this is an amazing song. And it is a really cool jam session. I really had a great time listening to this one. So huge shout out to whoever requested it. This was a good one. So anyway, let's break the song down like we normally do, of course, starting with the lyrics. All right, so Hang the Cyst. Apparently this is a B-side. It tells the story of a murderous outlaw who escapes his public hanging. So if that's true, as I read the lyrics here, that's definitely very Western, I think, Western inspired. So, all right, verse 1 is sung by Miles Kane, okay? It says, was he badly mistaken or guided as he'd wandered his valley built in silence? He'd cover his face to speak as he chewed off his finger to the bone. The haze of his colored days, that march of content as his dignity splits to unveil his bitter sweetness. So this is a complex person, it sounds like. And to the point where, like, they've obviously committed some sort of crime, but is it because they were simply, a badly mistaken person, or were they guided to were they taught to do these bad things? So the town would shudder and stare at his presence with a single glare as he made his way through the local square, and he says to them, you're a broken fence in the yard of annoyance. I love that. You're a broken fence in the yard of annoyance. So I picture the yard of annoyance just being like a collection of annoying things, and so it's like on top of it all, the cherry on top is that broken fence. Either that, or like the fence is meant to keep the annoyance in, and it's like you're the part that's broken and letting all the annoying stuff out, basically. So, and yeah, it's interesting. So then, apparently, the chorus is Miles Kane and Alex Turner. Hang the cyst, hang the cyst, hang the cyst. And so a cyst is like a gross, like boiling thing on your body, right? And so I guess they're referring to this person just being like a terrible, like gross, just awful thing. And so it's like, yeah, hang the guy. The first time they saw him laugh was at the sight of his wilting noose. That's kind of creepy. The only time they ever saw him laugh was after they hung him. And their chants were soon reduced to an angry silence. Yeah, that'd be me if we just like went out and killed this guy, and he's just laughing at us evilly. It's just like, ooh, I'm just gonna shut up. He escaped in the shock of the snap. His wonderful vanishing act was a spectacle, but not what anyone expected. The route was planned as much as the brooch pin dagger. The route was planned as much as the brooch pin dagger. Interesting. Catch the cyst. So somehow, even though he's hung, he escapes. Maybe someone busts him out or something. I don't know. He doesn't die right away. And so now it goes from hang the cyst to catch the cyst. And then in the outro, it's both hang the cyst, hang the cyst, hang the cyst. Actually, it's just hang the cyst. So once you catch him, you got to hang him again. Or I wonder if maybe that part refers to when they were originally trying to capture him. But regardless, it was interesting. I think the lyrics really fit with the style they were going for here. Again, this reminds me very much of like a classic Western song, classic Hollywood Western movie. I really got that out of this song instrumentally. So I think it's so fitting for the lyrics to be sort of in that same vein, right? So I give it 2 thumbs up for sure. As far as the instrumentation goes, a lot to enjoy here. I thought the guitar was fantastic. You got a little guitar solo in there, like kind of between the fade out and the fade back in. That was really cool. Like a nice little jam session. I did like that they kind of gave you some time to breathe between the vocals, so you had these sort of elongated instrumentation sections. I thought that was really great, especially since the guitar was so good in this one. But on top of the guitar, the bass work to me really stood out as being very catchy. Just a nice groove from the bassist. The drumming was fine. Just overall, a really good song. Again, gave me that Western vibe, which I am a total sucker for. That sort of modern Western feeling. It's another reason I kind of like bands like Pussifer. I mean, the last couple of songs I've heard from them have just been like, wow, this is sort of like this Western modern thing. And so really cool style, I think. I really love what they did here. And then, of course, as on the vocals, Miles Kane sounds great, and as well as, Alex Turner with his backing vocals in some parts. Really, to me, at first, like if I didn't know that was Miles Kane, I would almost assume it's Alex Turner singing in a different style. So I think that's one thing that's a little enjoyable for me, that maybe kind of draws me to them a little bit, is that they do have sort of a similar style in many ways. So overall, instrumentally, vocally, I give it 2 thumbs up. I thought it was fantastic. And then as far as the replay value goes, this one very clearly for me is I'm going to listen to it again. This belongs on a playlist. This deserves to be heard over and over again. It's just you get such a cool jam session in it. You get this really cool theme, this really cool vibe to it. The instrumentation is great. The lyrics are great. The singing is great. I just had a great time with this one. I said the word great a lot. I'm sorry. But it really was just a fantastic song. So 2 thumbs up all around. Just really, really had a fun time with this one. Thank you again for whoever requested it. And as always, if you would like to request something as well, leave it in the comments. I'll be sure to get to it. All right, if you enjoyed the music, go support the artist. Go listen to their music wherever you can. One place you should be able to find this, hopefully, is on Spotify. In which case, it'll be in my Spotify playlist. It's in the description below. It has every single song I've heard so far on my channel. If you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube, like and subscribe and comment. All right, before I let you go, let's figure it out. What am I listening to next time? Let's go back to our randomizer. Let's go ahead and take this one out. We are done with it for now. And let's randomize. 1 and 2 and 3. All right, looks like our next song is the Happy Fitz Dirty Imbecile. Can't say I've ever heard of that, so looking forward to it. Something a little bit different, something a little new. All right, guys, hope you're staying safe and healthy. Hope to see you in that next video. Bye for now.